Here we go, guys. This is Luca Zanna, and you're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom on K-Talks 1340 AM and on United States, the FM network. This is the hour about love. And I like to share with you in this hour several topics, several ideas that somehow they're all connected. Because what really love means? Love for me means also to be a person who's ready to stand up between good and evil. Try to defend good. And when I see evil perpetrating in the streets, I don't want to turn my back. I don't want to just see innocent men or women, in this case mostly women, being harassed or be endangered and being raped or sexually assaulted. That's disgusting. I don't care where I am. I don't care if I am in Europe. I don't care if I am in America. I don't care if I am in the middle of Africa, okay? That's bad. But when I see a country like Germany, a country that I visited when I was before I came to America, I spent a few months in Germany. I was tempted to stay there, and then of course for many reasons I decided that America was the place where I wanted to be. But anyway, I used to like Germany. In its own way, it was a place that even was different from my personality. After all, I was born in Italy, and I'm kind of a little bit more different. I like the warm weather, like the sun. But you know what? I like the efficiency and the seriousness of especially on the business side of the German people. I think they have a lot of pride in what they did, and I like the work ethic. And more important, I like to think that their country, even with their differences, they have their freedom. They have women. They were emancipated. They are emancipated. They have the freedom to go walking freely on their streets. I mean, they have identity. I like that. I respect each country's identity. That's why I don't like the New World Order. That's why I like to see every country different, and then I'm free to go wherever I want. And I used to really enjoy to go on the streets, very nice, clean streets, with seems like almost surreal. Especially in Italy, almost every street is dirty. So I was very excited. I like Germany. And then I used to see these beautiful women and walking freely and safely on their streets. And I thought, that's great. That's the way it should be. Now, this is 18 years later after I start to see, unfortunately, the Italy and the Germany and the Europe that I left, it's another reality. And after we've been talking on the show about this planned invasion of these refugees that they use as pawn soldiers, as pawns. They are not refugees. Most of them, they are soldiers to destroy the sovereignty of European countries. And this was a plan, the Kalergis plan, was planned long time ago. Didn't happen just today. But the reality is that today is very sad for me to see it. Now, when I read the news, what happened, for example, in Germany just a few weeks ago, and this happened exactly during the holidays, during the New Year Eve in Cologne, one beautiful city, in front of the cathedral. And you see this video, it looks like some sort of a war zone. Looks like Afghanistan in the middle of some war area. And you see all these incredible masses of people that don't even speak German, and they go out there and they start to attack women, assault them. And the media, they're supposed to shut up, and the police supposed to shut up, and the politicians tell to the German people to shut up. I say it's time to speak up. It's time to expose these invasion, these criminals. And I wanted to bring on the show today a friend of mine that I found on Facebook, and I really like the guy. He's a smart guy. He understands what's going on with this new global tyranny that is not really new, but it's becoming now more and more really on our face. And I want to verify what I've seen on the news, because I'd like to verify what's going on. And I hope to hear some good news when it comes down to the German people to really waking up and ready to stand up for their rights, for the women. His name is Jorg. Jorg, are you there?
Hello, Luca. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I hope my rant did not put you at sleep. And I wanted just to say, first of all, Happy New Year, even if a little bit of delay, but, we didn't talk in a while. Last time we talked, we were talking exactly when this invasion of the Syrians refugees was in the middle of starting. And, your Chancellor Merkel, I call her a political whore. And the bottom line is that she's a sold out puppet to the New World Order, and she's destroying, like many other European politicians, every European country is letting this invasion going through. Now, please, first of all, tell us any updates since the last time we talked, how things are going.
Um, First, let me say thank you for the kindly words you spoke about Germany and our people. It's not anymore so clean here on our streets like you have known it from your time you have been here.
Wow.
Things here are not gonna be happen positive since our last talk. You know, the opposite is more the case. Like you can see it from your mother country in Italy. You can say. I try to explain the situation here in Germany from my view of point. Um, guess, yeah. I would say, well, look, of course, I had heard about what you're asking me. It was a really big shock for all of our citizens. Nobody ever has thought that something like this would be happens to us. But the whole mainstream media needed 4 days to report about these crimes. Media and politicians tried at once to blur the truth, and they still do it furthermore. The first pictures and short films, you had it was possible to see it on YouTube, but they were deleted all at once by YouTube. It was a totally organized meeting there in Cologne, and the other cities like Hamburg, Frankfurt, and Stuttgart. Cologne was not the only one. Yeah, and this is an absolutely proven thing that it was a completely organized meeting.
Wow. So it was organized. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm sure that must have some sort of organization, but there were a lot of people. I mean, in Cologne, I thought at least like a few, almost 1,000 people, you think?
It's between 1,000
Wow.
the reports are different.
And
Uh,
did you notice any police activity? I didn't see in these videos. I didn't see any type of police trying to stop any of these sexual assault. I mean, if you were doing something like that to a German woman, to any woman, going there and grab her genitals in front of everybody, or touch her breast, or try to rip her off of her shirt, you would have been arrested immediately. I didn't see any arrest. Did you see any arrest?
no, it has given no really one arrest.
Wow.
Yeah?
Wow.
They were. It was noticed from some of the refugees, but an arrest it hasn't given. No. But let me say furthermore. Um, oh no, just
No
lost,
problem. Can you
lost.
remind our listeners exactly in which town of Germany you're located?
I'm located in Hamburg.
Hamburg. How far from Cologne? I'm just curious.
It's now it's a real about 400, or you can see in English 300 miles away from Cologne.
Okay.
But we have the same thing here, like in Cologne, but not in that mass. Here it has been so about 300 or 400 people.
Wow.
So it was not so the big as in Cologne. And but this reminds me to the mass rapes in Egypt uh, at Tahrir Place a few years ago. And lots of us say the same. In Cologne, there have been gathered boys in the age between 20 and 35 years from Arabia and North Africa, mostly, for sexual harassments to women. I know about 2 proven rapes in Cologne that night. One of them was a female police officer. She was undercover there. And so it was not really a mass rape in Cologne, but they've touched the women very massive and had stolen from lots of women the purses and phones. When one group of young girls refused these men's advances, Their boyfriends were beaten up. One girl who fought of an attacker ended up in hospital with a broken nose and deep cuts in her nose.
It was lucky.
Uh,
It was lucky that he made it alive. I mean, seriously, because I heard stories, for example, in Denmark, a girlfriend and a boyfriend, you know, uh, and the boyfriend almost died, and the girl left almost lost her vision because she was beaten with chains in her eyes. I mean, this is real stuff. This is real stuff. And please go ahead, continue.
Only in Cologne, the police got in the last days around 700 notifications about the crimes.
Wow.
Police got the instruction for politics, and that's absolutely obviously, not to report the truth about the cases. You really get better information today about all these happenings from other country reports, but not from our own media. Refugees nearly can do what they want here. They can steal, they can sell drugs, and so on. And the justice only give them a handshake. Yeah? The places inside and outside of the railway stations in all towns are best observed places by many cameras. But what a surprise! You don't get any single pic or film in media or TV from them. That makes very thoughtful. And it really looks like that this was a totally planned story because it was several towns the same doing. Yeah, it was really the same doing by them. And lots of us are thinking that police and politicians had known this before. Yeah.
Listen, I'm very worried because I always want to be optimistic, but I hope that the German people will not surrender to this overwhelming situation, unfortunately perpetrated by the government, because the government is pushing all this. And after all, I see the average man, average woman say, "What can I do? I'm just a person." And I don't want they go back in their homes and hide, because this is not the place. That's your country. And I hope, like you, people in Italy and people in many other countries like France and every other sovereign country, they'll stand up, rise up. We have our own problems here, of course, in America, but I tell you, we need to stand up together because this is exactly what they want us. They want us to completely destroy our identity, they want to destroy our sovereignty, and they want to destroy it also spiritually and mentally to make us afraid in our own home, in our own countries. So I tell you, what do you think the German people is doing now? You see some sort of awakening, some sort of spirit of revolt or revolution, even just peaceful. I'm not saying to go there and start to throw rocks, but start to stand up against these bastards like Merkel and all these New World Order politicians. They open the gates to these devils. What do you think?
How it's going on here? Let me see. It becomes more and more horrible, really. The invaders, and it's nothing like other like this. There are coming in our country daily around 3,000 people. That's nearly 100,000 in 12 months.
Wow.
Berlin, like I've heard, for example, there's no more free sports hall. All are filled with refugees. Lots of parents took their kids out of school because they have fear.
Yeah.
Nearly daily we got from the news that kids all over Germany being raped.
Oh my God.
They don't even stop to an 80 years old lady. I've known this from here in my neighborhood. In swimming halls, they touch the girls and try to do more. It's unbelievable, really. A few days ago, 300 guys of them tried to attack a discotheque in the near of Munich. It gives more and more civil militia here. They are grown up instantly at the moment. They're rising up daily because the people see that police cannot really protect them. At Reeperbahn St. Pauli in Hamburg, one of the world's most well-known places. The bouncer and pimps are cleaning the streets now from aggressive refugees. Soccer hooligans and rockers from Hells Angels and other gangs coming together to plan how to resolve the problem. Only the less of our citizens are really armed, you know what I mean.
What scares me a little bit almost that this is being planned. Okay, it's like almost a problem reaction solution. First of all, of course, the government let this happen. They open the gates and they let these barbarians, because unfortunately they are. That's the reality. When you have hundreds of thousands of people that you cannot vet, and like they come from a different social and a cultural background, and we know most of them, they are men from the age of 18 to 35, and these people that they are being, with their religion and their socioeconomics, whatever, in their country, they think that they are some sort of a middle-aged man where the woman is an object. Yeah, that's the reality. So not only from a terroristic point of view, the danger that we are facing, but also from a social and crime, a regular crime situation what we are facing. And now they see that people, they react because they don't want to die. Some people say, I'm going to defend my neighborhood. I'm going to try to do everything. And then they're going to start to call the people that they're trying to organize the vigilantes. And then at that point, the government is going to come down on you guys with the martial law, with the police, the crackdown. I mean, that's almost seems like to me the final goal that they want. What do you think?
The problem is, if refugees will getting be armed here, and this will happen, yeah. Like you remember the story about the founding containers in Greek or in Italy, that it was surely shown that this was aid help with the address to Germany, and this was full of containers with weapons. So I don't want to know how many of these containers are still here in Germany now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and lots of us know that New Year's was just a test.
Yeah.
There will be follow another story that I'm pretty sure. The plan you can see is to create civil war. There's absolutely no doubt. Yeah. And since the New Year's Eve disaster, the people are now really awakened here. And very angry about this whole situation. Not to all refugees, because lots of us know very well that they are just a tool for our government to create the trouble. Many of popular people like authors, journalists, or former politicians call for impeachment of Merkel if she doesn't change the direction. In my opinion, she will not stay for so much longer time here. In her own party, there are lots against her way of open gates for all refugees. But Merkel is not really the problem. She's just a puppet in the whole game. The string players are behind the curtain. If she will be impeached, there comes the next puppet.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's true. Unfortunately, all these people, they are controlled. Now, the situation with we already talked about that, and I see that, of course, I don't think there's going to be big changes. But in Germany, for the average man, the average woman, unless, of course, you are a politician, that you have your bodyguards paid by the taxpayer dollar, it's very hard to buy any type of weapon for self-defense. I'm not talking to have a shotgun to go hunt. That's pretty much hard too. But to buy a handgun to carry in the middle of your daily life, it's very hard. Did you see any type of news that says that there is a chance, for example, for the German people to arm themselves? Like, for example, I see in Austria, women, even with the very tough legislations, there is a rise in buying guns for self-defense. How is the situation in Germany for buying a weapon right now for law-abiding German people?
For really original weapons, the laws will be not changed.
Nothing changed. Nothing really.
No, will not be changed.
Oh.
But it gives other kind of weapons you can buy here openly. That's no problem. but
What?
the American way, it would be great if we have had the same here as Second Amendment.
But there is not really. For example, let's say you, George. You know, you say you have no record. You never had in trouble with the law, and you want to buy a gun, a handgun, okay, that you want to carry with you legally in the streets, concealed. I would be possible that. Could you do that?
I could do it if I would be a member of a gun club. Yeah,
Okay, gun
but
club, and
that needs nearly 1 year to get the permission
wow, permission. Okay,
um, and the allowedness. But then it's not allowed to carry it with you. You
okay.
have to
Just
stay the gun at home. Yeah,
okay. So just for the gun club or for a home, and still, it's still a permit. It means it's not something that they shall give it to you. It just depends if the police, let's say, if it's like Italy, the police chief of your town is still may deny it that privilege to you. Correct?
right,
I
right.
thought so.
Yeah,
Nothing really changed. I see. This is sad because now more than ever, and that's why this is for me now. It's about love. It's our duty as a human beings to defend other human beings in need. And when we see, of course, most of the time the weakest people, who are they? All the older, and or the youngest. Of course, also women. And I'm talking for some women because I know some women that they can defend themselves much better than many men I know. But regardless, normally that's what happens. And that's why I believe a weapon is the big equalizer. That's the weapon that is going to give the same type of opportunity to, let's say, an older man to stand up against a younger piece of crap that is double his size, or for a young ladies, for example, let's say 100-pound lady, to have a chance to defend herself against some animal, that is double her size or more. So that's why it's so sad to see the rest of the world, many countries, that they don't have that right, and it's still a privilege. And now more than ever, they deserve and they need that right. And I don't think it's going to happen overnight, but I hope the people in every country, I don't care if you're in England or if you're in Germany or if you're in Italy, you need to start to put as a priority and understand that defending life, defending your life, it's a right. It is not just some government privilege. And I don't know how it's going to happen. Maybe you need a revolution too, like we had here with our founding fathers in 1776. But we must all have as humanity that right. I really believe that. And then more important, I believe that right is to defend against these corrupted, sold out, New World Order leeches of politicians that they really now think they got us on the corner. So we need to arm ourselves with knowledge, but also with art tools like weapons. Jorg, I want to give you the floor. And before I give you that, I want to ask you one more thing. This is something happened like exactly in November. There was a little town in Germany, a small town with about 102 people. Okay, they were ordered by the German government to take in about 750 migrants from Syria.
yes,
Uh,
yes. I've heard about.
and the town is called, correct my pronunciation, Sumti or Sumti, Sumti, a small town on the west fringe of the former East Germany. Did you heard about that? Do you have any more news about that? Are they still alive, first of all?
I'm sorry that I'm laughing,
Yeah.
but yeah, the story is true, and it's very sadly. Um, I don't hear any more about that. I hope they're still alive.
Yeah.
Um,
Hopefully they have them for breakfast. I mean, seriously, think about it. You have a little community with 100 people, and I'm sure many of them, they may older people. And then you have, I see the photos. I mean, it's over 750 of these people, and most of them, they're young. I mean, that's it. That's an occupation. I mean,
yeah,
that's occupation. You cannot even be free anymore to speak German in public. You feel afraid. Talk to me about your neighborhood where you live. Did you see any radical changes in in people around you, in the language around you? I mean, when you walk on the streets now, Do you still speak? I mean, do you hear still people speaking German, or you see more and more people speaking foreign languages?
Um, Hamburg has been for a long time a town of different kind of cultures. I know the public viewing from so many times that here are lots of different kinds of cultures, and in railway station or anywhere else, that's not the problem. They have integrated them, yes, but the problem is the mass of new refugees that are coming inside, and that are the people they make trouble here. Not the immigrants. They live here and where we've been integrated since many years. They themselves don't like this situation. What's going on here?
But
Are you still there?
Jorg, I'm listening. Also, another thing, Jorg, think about it. The point is, having type of immigration needs time for integration. Okay, so I
Right.
think also the good immigrants that they came there, and at the time when they did their process to immigrate and to assimilate, they didn't just do it overnight by numbers, out of control numbers, okay? Was a plan. Like, for example, we used to have, and I say we used to, because now unfortunately it's the same, they want to try to do the same. To immigrate to America, you need to come here, you need to spend certain amount of time, assimilate, learn the language, and then at that point, you have another wave of potential immigrants. But you cannot just open the flood and let everybody get in and then expect that it's going to be an integration. That's all you're going to get is going to be a balkanization. So that's the problem with the new wave. That is going to be, it was completely planned, out of control, chaotic, to create mayhem and destruction between the German people. That's why.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. This kind of mass immigration, you never can get in integration. You cannot make an integration with such an amount of new people. It's unimpossible. Now I lost my.
That's okay. That's okay. That's what I want, Jorg. That's exactly by design. These politicians, they maybe seem stupid, and they are some of them, but they're following orders that they are well planned. And the plan is to destroy in the next 20 years every sovereignty left in Europe, to create a new mud race. That's not me talking. There was Mr. Kalergi, this New World Order scam from the 1930, who wrote a book about it, how to destroy the sovereignty of each European nation, leading completely a no control flux of migration from northern Africa and from these third world countries to Europe. That was their plan. That's the New World Order plan, like they try to do to America. My only thing I can say right now, I pray first of all for the people of Germany, for the people of Europe to take a stand, to unite. Regardless where they stand on some political issue, they need to first of all defend the sovereignty of young countries, of their countries. Number one, and we all together as human beings, as free human beings, we will stand up for our sovereignty no matter where we are. And I pray that the women in your country, they're going to find enough good men to stand up. And regardless you have weapons or not, you know what? At that point, you do what you can. Even if you have to use your fangs, if you have to use, a brick, when somebody's trying to harm another human being, you do everything you can to stop these bastards. That's my goal. And I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just advocating for self-preservation and dignity. So nobody needs to assault anybody here. Okay, so that's the bottom line. And these bastards, if they need to go to have some sex, I think there's still some part of Europe like Amsterdam, you can pay for a prostitute, and even in Germany there are good areas you can pay for women if you can afford it. Okay. Anyway, I want to give you the floor. You can say whatever you want. The last 3 minutes, my friend.
I wanna like to tell a small story. What happens a few weeks ago here in Germany?
Go ahead,
There
please.
was I don't know if you remember. There was a soccer friendship game between Netherlands and Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Do you have heard about?
No, go ahead.
Okay, officials call out a terror alarming this night a few hours before, and the game was stopped before starting. Later, it was able to recognize the true reason. Yeah, there have been many of fans who had lots of great posters with a Merkel go out message. A Merkel normally wanted to stay there with other politicians this night to watch the game. Logical that she doesn't want to see it in live transferred game on TV in whole Europe. So that game was stopped. This is our true democratic way. One town in East Germany is searching people as police helpers because half of the police has cancelled their jobs to found an underground resistance. This is just ready. I just read it yesterday from an independent newsletter, and it's a proven thing. It's in East Germany. It's Leipzig. Leipzig calls the town. So you can see this is a sun. Here's something going on. It's a demographic suicide, really.
Yeah, no, I understand. This is terrible.
And a psychological warfare. There are not really good news from here, Luca.
I know. At least I still want to see. There is a little proverb or expression: "Till there is life, there is hope," and till there is a little bit of blood in our veins, we will do everything we can to expose these bastards and to defeat them. That's our duty. That's our duty. And I hope more and more people in Europe will wake up and we start to see the light, because we need to have everybody here. Jorg, thank you very much, my friend. Please keep me updated if there is any type of news. Especially, I hope to hear from you maybe some good news pretty soon, maybe with the election time, okay?
I wanna like to say at the end, my friend.
Go ahead.
Best regards and wishes to all and all listeners from Love, Guns and Freedom in Arizona and other places. Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you, Jorg. Keep us posted, okay?
Okay, my friend. Nice to be here.
Thank you, thank you. And that was Jorg from Germany. Now, a little bit of a break, a little bit of music, and then we're going to have some more news. And, we got to really think about it. I want to use every second of the show to try to spread like a message, like a wake-up call. What we are facing right now, we never really faced it before at this type of global scale. We've been invaded. They try to rape us in our soul, in our pockets, and in our body too. Okay? And this is the plan. So it's as an act of love. I'm trying to wake up everybody I can, even with my little humble radio show. And I hope we can somehow realize that this is not just an American problem, but it's a problem happening everywhere. And we need everybody. Now, don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom with Luca Zanna. More news in a little